Think about the last time you took a massive bite out of a great sandwich. It tastes amazing and it stops your hunger. But how does that solid bite of food actually end up fueling the microscopic cells that make up your body? To understand that, we have to look closely at what you are really eating. That sandwich is actually a complete biological survival kit, containing all the different food groups your body needs to stay healthy. Take the bread. It is packed with carbohydrates, which your body uses as its primary fuel source to give you energy. Then there is the turkey. That is your source of proteins. These act like tiny building blocks that your body uses to grow new tissues and repair any damage. The slice of cheese provides your fats. Your body uses these for insulation to keep you warm and as a way to store energy for the long term. Finally, the lettuce gives you fiber to keep everything moving smoothly through your system, along with vitamins and minerals that keep your bones strong and your immune system ready. Your body can only function if it gets all of these different pieces in just the right amounts. But to actually get to them, it has to solve a major physical problem. The cells that need all these nutrients are incredibly small, but the pieces of food in your sandwich are massive and complex. Look at this barrier representing the wall of your gut. Those large, tangled shapes are the food you just ate. Because they're so big and don't dissolve, they physically cannot pass through those tiny gaps into your blood. Your system acts like a disassembly line, pulling those massive, tangled blocks apart into tiny pieces that dissolve and slip right through. This whole process is about unbuilding your food. It's the work of dismantling large things until they are small enough for your body to finally use. This teardown starts the moment you take a bite. Your teeth crush and grind the food into smaller chunks. This increases the surface area, making it easier for the body to start the next step. As you chew, your spit introduces special proteins that act like chemical scissors. In this animation, notice how they snip the long chains of carbohydrates from your bread into much smaller segments. Once the food is mashed and partially snipped apart, it forms a soft, manageable ball and travels down a muscular tube to your stomach. The stomach is a thick, muscular bag. It aggressively squeezes and churns the food, physically mashing it into a thick liquid. Your stomach is also filled with a very strong acid. Most people think this acid breaks down the food, but its main job is actually to kill off any harmful bacteria that might have been on your lunch. However, that acid does create the perfect environment for a new set of chemical scissors to wake up. These specifically attack the turkey, snipping the large protein molecules into smaller pieces. By the time it leaves the stomach, your sandwich is gone. In its place is a sterilized, partially dismantled mush, ready for the most important phase of the journey. This mush now enters the small intestine. Here, a few helper organs spray specialized juices into the tube to finish the teardown. One of those juices, called bile, acts a bit like dish soap. It blasts the fats from the cheese into tiny, manageable droplets so they can be snipped apart more easily. As the food moves deeper into the intestine, the teardown is finally finished. Those massive chains of food are now tiny individual pieces that dissolve easily in water. Now we reach the big crossover moment, when these tiny nutrients finally leave the tube and move into your bloodstream. If you look at the lining of your small intestine, it isn't a smooth pipe. It is covered in millions of tiny finger-like bumps called villi. These fingers give the nutrients massive surface area. Watch how the tiny fuel and building blocks slip right through those fingers, dropping straight into the flowing stream of blood on the other side. This crossover is the goal of the entire disassembly line. The nutrients are finally inside your body's transport network. Now that the useful fuel has been taken, all that's left is a watery mix of the undigested fiber from your lettuce. This enters the large intestine. The large intestine has one vital job. It acts like a sponge, soaking up the remaining water and pulling it back into your body so you stay hydrated. Finally, the body clears out the leftovers that it couldn't use. This waste is stored at the end of the line until it's expelled from the body. But look at what happens to the nutrients that did make it through. The blood delivers those pieces to your cells, which immediately start using them to fuel your movement and build your body. When you look at the whole journey, you see that eating isn't just about stopping a growling stomach. Thanks to this disassembly line, the sandwich you ate yesterday is literally becoming the muscles and the brain you are using right now.